I walked in on my psychopath boyfriend abusing our dog, so I called my dad, an ex-Navy SEAL dog lover, to come help me out. My boyfriend and I have been together for 2 years and even tough. He can be really sweet at times. He has a serious problem with anger issues and being violent. Whilst he doesn't lay hands on me, he has punched the wall directly next to me and put a hole in it when he was very mad. His anger is also always triggered by minuscule things. If his food isn't done exactly right, he gets angry. If he comes back from the barber, and the barber has not done a perfect job, he will get angry. About a month ago, I remember raging so hard at a video game he threw the controller at our TV and completely smashed it. Whenever he does get angry, I try to stay out of his way and give him space to unleash that anger. I learned that I should do this the hard way 6 months or so ago when we first moved, and I tried to get in his way when he was angry to get him to calm down. We were stuck in traffic for a while and he spent the majority of the time beeping at cars and flipping other drivers off as if that would somehow make the traffic move. I told him to cut it out and to calm down, and he proceeded to backhand me. It wasn't a hard backhand, but the fact he did it left me in a great deal of shock for the rest of the day. He did apologize when he calmed down, however. I would not say I'm scared of him, but I am worried for our safety when he gets angry. He gets angry on a small level daily and has serious anger episodes once every few days. It was during one of these anger episodes that he showed me what kind of heartless monster he really was. So about 3 months ago we got a little Jack Russell puppy and we have been raising it. Rather, I have been raising him because my boyfriend hates animals and has made this very clear numerous times in the past. The only reason we were able to get the dog is because I promised to take care of it and told me it could be my birthday present and he wouldn't have to go give me anything else. He finally gave in and told me he'd get the little mutt. So this Jack Russell of ours is quite rowdy and unhinged. He is the most energetic ball of cuteness I have ever met, often licking your face, biting your sock, biting furniture, and he gets the zoomies multiple times per day. He really was a bundle of joy, but it was sadly very clear. My boyfriend really did not like the dog. I never saw him abuse our dog before physically, but I did see him get angry at it, and whenever he did I tried to de-escalate the situation as calmly as possible. I remember the first time my boyfriend got angry at my dog. The puppy decided to wake my boyfriend up by licking him, and he did this about an hour earlier than my boyfriend usually wakes up. I remember hearing screaming from upstairs, and I went up to find my dog sitting in the corner looking scared as my boyfriend had just punched a hole in the wall. I stayed out of his way for the rest of the day. Well, yesterday I came home to thumping noises upstairs thinking my boyfriend was simply angry again. I went to investigate, and once I entered the bedroom I froze in horror. I saw my Jack Russell on the floor laying there motionless and my boyfriend booting the life out of it. I screamed, stopped, and rushed to put myself between my boyfriend and the dog and caught a kick to the stomach in the process. My boyfriend yelled that this is what the little poop gets for destroying his 2 favorite pairs of socks. I checked on my dog and thankfully he was still breathing. I drove him to the vet to get him checked out immediately. He had 4 broken ribs and a concussion. It hurt my heart to hear it, and I knew I would be a terrible person if I brought my dog home to my boyfriend where he could hurt him again. That was the moment I decided to leave him, so I showed up unannounced at my father's house and explained the situation. My father is an ex-Navy SEAL who has served and is a man my boyfriend is terrified of. He's not fond of my boyfriend and sees him as a wimp, but always told me as long as I was happy he was okay with us dating. I had never disclosed the extent of my boyfriend's anger to him, and when I did, as well as telling him about the dog, my father flipped out. I asked him if he could drive me over to get my stuff and my father agreed. I was back at my house 30 minutes later, and when I walked in the first thing I told my boyfriend was I'm leaving. My boyfriend yelled, "No the F you're not." But then my dad, who is also 6'6", calmly stated that I was. When my boyfriend saw my dad he lost his bravado instantly, and he now began apologizing profusely for what he did. My dad asked for a word outside with my boyfriend, and I could tell my soon-to-be ex was scared. They talked outside in the backyard until I finished packing, and by the time I was done my soon-to-be ex came out and apologized for being so crappy to me, and our relationship promised to cover the vet bills and looked like he was about to tear up. I left to stay with my dad, and since he loves dogs he took my Jack Russell, and I am with no questions asked. However, my ex-boyfriend is a little psychotic. I'd be surprised if he doesn't try anything.